Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So I've been using this Sigma 56mm f1.4 for a while now, and I have to say I'm really impressed. I always find myself reaching for it in my camera bag because it has this very unique look. So it's 56mm, which is the equivalent to 78 or almost 80mm on full frame. So it is a telephoto lens, and the size is insanely small. The only thing I worried about before I purchased is that it doesn't have an aperture ring, but I have to say it's no issues at all. It's either the front or the back of your dial will be automatically linked to its aperture, so you just turn that. So first off, the image quality is top notch. The photos are incredibly sharp with a great detail and lovely colors coming straight out of the camera. Let's take some. Told you. Bokeh is also beautiful, especially when you shoot it wide open at f1.4. The images aren't soft at all. Like, look at that there. That's shoot on the 56 on the Fujifilm XH2S. That's my new camera. I'm gonna make some videos on it, multiple videos. And just look at this. By the way, the autofocus is set to eye tracking continuous autofocus. So if it loses me, usually the X-T4 struggled when I turn my head, and then it pulsated. Because it's a telephoto lens, you see the focus shift even more. It should be very visible. So if it loses me anytime during this talking headshot, then this is a decent test for it. So the lens handles flare very well. The colors are vibrant and accurate. It's a great lens for portrait, I have to say. Every time I shoot any sort of portrait work, oh my god, this lens will never let you down. The images are insanely good, and yeah, nothing comes anywhere close to it. And you generally want to shoot telephoto, but the good thing about this Sigma is that it's really fast. So even low light portrait, it's gonna be so sharp. No grains. You can keep the ISO pretty low. So that's amazing. I love it for portraits. But it's also really good for street and just everyday photography in general. This lens sits on one of my cameras constantly. I'll never take it off. It's so good. Let's just talk about the autofocus. I just upgraded the firmware on the lens itself. It's a very simple process. Basically, you download the software from Sigma's website. It takes no time, and then you copy it onto a formatted SD card, and then you stick it into your camera, your Fuji camera, and then you just take the step. You actually, when you turn on the camera, you have to hold the back button, and then the menu for upgrading the lens or the camera comes up, and you just choose the lens and let the process run. It only takes 30 seconds or so, and it's really straightforward, so it shouldn't be an issue. I know it's one of those things where you always feel like, oh my god, it's going to be a hassle, and can I bother? But it really is nothing to worry about, and it's super easy to do. The autofocus get better. It was a little bit jumpy before, so it kind of like, it focused by steps, if you know what I mean. It was never smooth, and I find it's a lot smoother now. It depends what subject you're shooting. You still have to set the autofocus correctly for best performance, but it definitely improved a lot, so yeah, I'm happy with it. The build quality is solid. The lens feels great in the hand, and it balances really well on the X-T4, X-T3 or the XH2S as well. It's a tiny lens, but for being a telephoto, it's amazing, you know, because it's so small, people can't tell, but you're actually up in their face and they have no idea, which is a great thing. In terms of weight, it's lightweight, it's tiny, it's just everything you want. The lens is also weather sealed, which is a nice touch. So let me give you some of the lesser known facts about the Sigma 56mm f1.4. The lens was actually designed to be used on APS-C formats, but it does work great in full frame as well, and it covers the whole sensor. Obviously not on Fuji, because Fuji doesn't have a full frame camera. It has a minimum focusing distance of 50 centimeters, so it's not great, but it's not too bad. It's not a macro lens, but it doesn't have to be. The lens has 9 blades, which helps to create that beautiful circle bokeh, which on the edges, when you shift towards the edge, it kind of turns into this onion kind of ring. Let me show you. Bokeh, but in the middle it's nice and circle, and it is actually very pleasing, and I don't mind the distortion in the corners. It looks really good. It has a really quiet and smooth autofocusing motor, which is very good for videos because you hear nothing off the lens. It's literally completely silent. This lens is part of Sigma's art series, which are known for their excellent image quality and build quality. It is compatible with Sigma's USB dock, which allows you to fine-tune the autofocus and upgrade the firmware. So if you have the dock, then that's good. This lens is going to fit it. I don't have it. I never tried it. And the upgrade itself, the software upgrade, was easy to do, but I'm not able to fine-tune the autofocus, apparently. I don't know what that process looked like. Let me know in the comment section below if you've done it before. Is it easy to do? I have no idea. So the lens has a 67mm filter thread, which is common size for lenses of this size, and it's perfect. It is available for Canon EF, Nikon F, Sony E and Fuji X mounts. This lens was released in 2016 and mostly received positive comments from photographers and critics, so if you just go by what the general consensus is, then you can't go wrong with this lens. Overall, I highly recommend the Sigma 56mm f1.4 lens. It's a great value for the price and its image quality is fantastic, especially if you compare it to Fuji's 56mm, which is over £1,000 or at least £1,000, almost 3 times the price, and the image quality is comparable. Autofocus is almost on par with Fuji. It's a great lens, you know. If you're in the market for this focal range, I'd definitely give it a consideration and maybe take out the rental or ask your friend to lend it to you and give it a try. It's a lens that I believe every Fuji photographer should have in their camera bag because it's pretty amazing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of this video. The feedback is always appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, then consider subscribing if you're interested in Fuji camera gear related stuff. Thank you, guys, and see you in the next one. Bye.